Hey there, welcome or welcome back. I'm gonna be doing another indigo video today. So today I'm talking about how I fixed a shibori fail. And in this video, I did a pattern that I thought was really cool, but unfortunately it didn't turn out. So I'm gonna talk about why I think it didn't turn out and how I went about fixing it. So let's get started. Started with a pre-washed 100% cotton t-shirt, and I decided to accordion fold it on the diagonal. So I did the first side and then I turned it over and did the other side, and then I decided to fold it into a square. And I'm using my acetate molds here and my clamps, but this actually didn't really work out, so I wouldn't recommend it. Here is the original fold. So now I'm at my dyeing station and I'm ready to get my piece wet. So I'm gonna put it in some water. For this one, I decided to do wet dipping, and if you're enjoying this video, be sure to hit the like button. It really helps me to know that I'm making the right kind of videos. And now I'm going to dip it into my mat. Whoop, and I just want to get it totally submerged. I'm going to let this sit for probably about 5 minutes. For this one, I did multiple dips in the indigo vat, which is pretty normal when it comes to indigo dyeing. And if you're interested in learning more about indigo tie-dye or shibori, I have another video that I'm going to link at the end of this one that I think that you should watch. So it's finally time to open up our shibori. Here it is. You can see it has some unoxidized parts inside. So let's take it apart. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to go rinse this until the water runs relatively clear, and then I'm going to wash it with Synthropol. I started out by rinsing this with cold water until the water ran relatively clear, and then I washed it with hot water and Synthropol. Synthropol is also known as dyer's detergent, and it helps to get all the excess dye out of the fabric. After I washed it by hand, I put it into the washing machine and washed it on hot and dried it on hot. When I opened my piece, I thought it looked really awesome, but after I got it all washed and dried, I didn't like the results, and here they are. All right, so here it is. It's been washed and dried, and you can see that it has kind of these gray spots on it, and I'm not loving it. There's just not enough indigo getting into these parts in the vat, so what I'm gonna do is tie it up again and re-dye it. Okay, so I'm just going to start by folding it the opposite way. I'm refolding this and trying to use the lines that are established. I was pretty bummed out that this did not work out, but I think that it is because the t-shirt is just too thick to be doing such a tight fold. And I think that if I tried this pattern on like a single ply piece of fabric, like a tea towel or something smaller, that it would have turned out really beautifully. So I might try that with another tea towel or piece of fabric. T-shirts can be a little bit tricky. It also could have been that the acrylic mold was just too big and covering too much of my square. But either way, it was caused because the indigo couldn't get into the folds enough, and it also didn't oxidize properly. If you're new here, I just want to say welcome. My name is Catherine, and I make videos all about tie-dye and different types of textile dyeing. I hope you'll subscribe, and I'd love to have you here. Once I got it folded, I decided to go with just a perpendicular cross of rubber bands, and this is going to allow a lot more indigo to get into that tight, thick fold, and the t-shirt material should be able to absorb a lot more indigo and get a lot more color this way. Okay, so now I'm going to dip my piece here, and I'm going to do a dry dip. Let me get my gloves on. Now I'm gonna just push aside all of this foam and scoop it up. All right, and she goes. Just soaking it all up. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna let that hang out in there for about 5 minutes and then I'll take it out. Okay, so let's take this out. We're gonna let it oxidize again. Just checking inside. I mean, I'm just really curious to see how this one looks. Sometimes they don't turn out the way you think they're gonna turn out and you just have to pivot. All right, so this is the third dip on my square and I'm just going to submerge it into my vat. I want to make sure it's getting nice and agitated. I'm going to let it sit in there and agitate it and then I will take it out. Now time for the reveal. This one was dipped 4 times. Oh, wow. All right, we'll let this one oxidize. Very cool. After it totally oxidized and turned blue, I took it to my slop sink and washed it again. I was doing a big batch of indigo, which is actually how I would recommend doing any kind of indigo dyeing. It's a huge mess, so if you can just get it all together and do it all at once, that's really the best. I just repeated my rinsing with cold, washing with hot and Synthropol, and then washing it again in the washing machine and drying it on hot. So here it is after it's been washed and dried. I think it looks a lot better. It has a really nice pattern on it still, but it has those nice lights and nice darks, and the blue is a lot more even. Let me know down in the comments if you've ever had a shibori fail and what you did to fix it, and let me know, what do you think of these results? So this shirt is for sale on my website. I have started selling some t-shirts on my website with free shipping within the United States. So go ahead and check it out. The link is in the description box. And if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about Indigo Tie Dye Shibori, I recommend you watch this video here. All right, see you guys in the next one. Bye.